What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to be diving into our first battles for the Little Cup League coming to Pokemon GO Battle League in Season 5. Yeah, next week on Monday at 1 p.m. PDT, we will be seeing Season 5 starting and Season 4 ending, so be sure to get your battles in before that to try to gain as much rank as you possibly can. But with the new season comes a new league. If you guys want to know more information on this season, everything that's happening, we already have a video here on the channel for you. It's very informative. You guys can go check that out. But today we're going to dive into our first practice battles, and as you guys can see on the far side, I have kind of my starting squad that I'm going to be utilizing in the Little Cup League. Now, what I'm also going to do for this Little Cup League to not only try to help save myself dust, but look to save you guys dust as well, is I'm not going to be double moving Pokemon, as I think the Little Cup League, you know, if it doesn't come back, then investing 75,000, 50,000 Stardust for a second move, I don't think maybe is worth it. So in the future, if it does come back, then I'll definitely look to double down, get some double moves on some of these Pokemon. But for right now, we're not going to be double moving. Now, some Pokemon that I may double move are only going to be Pokemon like starters or Pokemon who have 10,000 Stardust to unlock. So you guys are going to see today that my Squirtle has its charge move unlocked because it was really cheap. And I actually did it a long time ago before GO Battle League was even a thing. So it just happened to be right there, and all I had to do was power it up. The rest of the squad is single moves. So we have the best fast move, I think, that could potentially do the most damage to the meta, and then the best charge move that I think could help protect it or have great coverage as well. So if you guys want to know more about the Pokemon, why I chose them, what the rankings are looking like, be sure to stick around till after the battles. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into these Little Cup League battles. Okay, so starting things off, we are bringing the shiny Squirtle with Sunglass. If you guys participated in that community day a long time ago, it had sunglasses. But we're also bringing Cottony. I think Cottony is a very, very strong meta Pokemon in this cup with a fast move of Charm and charge move here of Seed Bomb. That's definitely going to be the grass type move you want to have. We decided to try to swap on the Icy Wind, one to soak the damage from the seal because this is likely going to be an Icy Wind, and it would also do super effective damage to our Cottony because of that grass typing. So now we see ourselves in a mirror match, which is actually pretty solid. Because we're ahead on energy right here, we're going to be going for Icy Wind. It's going to be lowering the opponent's attack as well as doing super effective damage and getting a shield as well. Now we are running Lick here on the Celio. That is due to Bronzor. So typically the moveset on PV Poke says Icy Wind or Ice Shard as a fast move, but I really think Lick is definitely going to help it out, especially against Pokemon like the Driftloon and Pokemon like Bronzor. So we're going to go ahead and go for another Icy Wind right here. Does super effective damage. The attack does fall, which is pretty solid. We're going to look to come back in with the Cottony. We know from our own experience that Charm is going to be able to do a lot of damage. We have quite a bit of energy, and we'll likely see that Seal come back in, which it does. This is why you want to have Seed Bomb. I think there's a couple different grass moves. I think there's Grass Knot, Energy Ball, and Seed Bomb. I could be wrong, but Seed Bomb is definitely going to be the most spammy, especially when you're utilizing it as a single move Pokemon. We decide to swap right here into Squirtle, and they bring in a Gibble. Now, Squirtle right here on energy advantage is incredible. Has access to Bubble and Aqua Tail. Those are going to be the two moves you guys want. Fast move of Bubble, charge move of Aqua Tail. You do not need Aqua Jet or Water Pulse. Like I said, it was already unlocked before GO Battle League was ever a thing, so I just used it because why not? It's shiny with sunglasses. So we're going to be able to commit to the farm down right here, but I'm actually going to go ahead and let this charge move go through. I know my Cottony is basically 2 fast moves away or 3 fast moves away from a Seed Bomb, and the Celio in the, or the Seal in the back is at basically no shields, which is awesome. So we're going to be able to shield right here. Again, protecting ourselves from that Icy Wind, which would do super effective damage, and I think we have enough time right here to get to the Seed Bomb, and that is going to be a good game. Could have just gone for another fast move right there, but we're able to get to the Seed Bomb, and that's why I think it's so clutch. If you're going to run a Cottony, which I think you guys should, you need to run that Seed Bomb and Charm as a fast move. Okay. Moving into the next battle here. This cup was definitely a lot of fun, but it's also, you got to take it with a grain of salt, right? They're baby Pokemon. It's a 500 combat power league, so fast moves do a lot of damage. What you guys are going to see here is that also Bronzor is an absolute monster. So we have a mirror match right here. Cottony versus Cottony. So Charm is going to be doing quite a bit of neutral damage. And Charm is just such a hard-hitting fast move. Now I'm noticing I think I'm ahead in terms of health, but maybe not. I think I'm actually pretty tied right here. So I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. I know it's going to be a Seed Bomb. It's going to be resisted. And what we're going to do is go for our own Seed Bomb right here. Now, I only decide to do a Nice because I want to try to get energy and come in and farm. But we got a Shield, which is really nice. So they want Switch Advantage. That's fine. I want Shield Advantage for my Bronzor. Now, Bronzor is probably the hardest thing you guys are going to be dealing with in this cup, but we safe swap now, or swap into Celio against the Alolan Diglett right here. That Alolan Diglett with Mud Slap will be doing super effective damage to Bronzor, but Seal right here, I keep saying Celio, it's not Celio, I'm sorry, it's Seal. Seal right here with Lick, Icy Wind, does a lot of great damage for us. We're going to be able to commit to the farm down right here on the Cottony and whatever's in the back, which is going to be a Dino, which is great. We're going to be able to get to this Icy Wind. This is going to be forcing the shield here because it is a dragon typing, so it'll take super effective damage. On top of that, lower the attack, and then we have our Bronzor in the back, which is extremely bulky. This is like, if you guys think Azumarill is bad, Bronzor right here is the Pokemon to beat. You guys will start to see meta teams and Pokemon come out of the woodworks that are supposed to counter this Pokemon because it is so strong. We're going to go ahead and shield right there. It was just a body slam, so now that I know it's a back-to-back, we're not going to shield the second one. What you have to watch out for is that crunch from the Dino. So it's going to be doing super effective damage, right, because of our psychic typing. All we need to do is go for the heavy slam right here. Now I am running this Bronzor with Tackle instead of Confusion. PvPoke does suggest Confusion, but I'm running Tackle because it actually helps out in the mirror match, which is pretty awesome. So we're going to go ahead and go for the heavy slam right here to do neutral damage and take out the Dino, and that is going to be a good battle. All right. Moving into the next one, we are going to see all the Pokemon here today. Actually, I think this is the Driftloon one. We're going to see all the Pokemon that I brought here today on the far side as well. I actually don't think Houndour gets some play, but we'll see. We have Bronzor on the lead versus Stunky. Now, if you want a hard counter to a Bronzor, a Shadow Stunky right here absolutely deletes it, and I realized that right away. I swap into the Ducklet right here. Now, Ducklet is one of those Pokemon where I'm like, I'm really questioning getting a double move on it because it has access to not only Bubble Beam, but it has access to Brave Bird. Now, we do get an attack fall right there, which is really nice. Now, Ducklet is a steep investment when it comes to the unlock second charge move. It's going to be 50,000, I believe. We're not going to shield right here. It's going to be Icy Wind, which does neutral, and I just want to get off another Bubble Beam and hopefully look to come in with the Bronzor and try to get as much energy, or the Cottony, I should say, and trying to get as much energy as I can. We go for another Bubble Beam. We don't get a shield, which is fine. Maybe no, I think I come in with Bronzor right here. We have shield advantage, so things are definitely looking tough, but what's great about that Stunky for my opponent is it just hard covers my Bronzor, especially when I'm running Tackle instead of Confusion. Tackle does some nice neutral damage, but Confusion is a really hard-hitting, chunking move that just does so much damage to the meta. So we're just going to try to get as much health, or get as much energy as we can, I should say right here. And my opponent has showed that they only have Icy Wind. You have to watch out for Aqua Tail, though, for players who are unlocking second charge move. Now, we decided to swap into Cottony, get ahead on energy, but they have a shield on in the back, which is pretty awesome to see. It's the baby form of Bastiodon. Seed Bomb right here is going to be doing some nice neutral damage, so hopefully we get a shield, or we can chunk this and look to win. We actually chunk it, which is great, and I make a mistake right here. So looking at how much damage I'm doing, I think I actually could have shielded right here. I decide not to shield because I think my Bronzor is so bulky that I could potentially farm down right here and get back-to-back heavy slams versus the Stunky in the back, and maybe try to farm down Seal. I keep saying that. I'm sorry, guys. Seal. These Pokemon are all going to be new to me with shoutcasting because it's a baby league. But yeah, we get the heavy slam off, take it out, and now I realize I'm like, okay, I definitely should have shielded the Cottony because this Stunky is going to come in and absolutely delete me. So as you guys can see right there, they're just deleting me with fast moves, and I think that's what this baby cup is all about, is hard-hitting fast moves with the best general coverage move that you can get on that Pokemon to save your guys some Stardust right there. So good game to my opponent. All right. Moving into the next battle here. Yeah, this is the Houndour one. I got a one from the Ghost event, or the Halloween event, I should say, the shiny one, which is really cool. But we're going to see what a Squirtle can do if there's really nothing to stop it. So we have Seal on the lead versus Gibble. Really tough matchup right here because we got to watch out for those charge moves. It has access to Mud Shot, which is a high energy gaining move, and charge move now coming through. I think it's going to be Body Slam, which it is. Does some nice neutral damage right here. But what's great about the Seal is Icy Wind and Lick. Lick is just such consistent damage that not only does neutral to anything basically besides normal or dark, but it's also going to do super effective to that Bronzor. Now we get a shield as well, and the attack fell. So what I'm hoping right here is we're going to risk it for the biscuit and actually not shield this body slam. I think I could potentially make it to another icy wind, but let's see. So we're going to try to commit to the farm, and look at how bulky this seal is. We actually take out the Gibble right there, and can we get to the icy wind on the next Pokemon? Yes, we can. We're able to get to it against a Diglett as well, so this is going to be doing heavy neutral damage to that Diglett, and they decide to shield. That's great. We get the attack fallen, and they are unshielded, and we have Squirtle ready to go. Look at Squirtle just chunk. They bring in that Stunky, which is fine. Aqua Tail. This is what's so beautiful with Bubble and Aqua Tail on a Squirtle. It's extremely spammy. It can do a lot of damage, as we see right here. We can basically just farm down, and that is going to be a good game. Squirtle is going to take this one for me. The Diglett can't do anything to us. We're going to go for another Aqua Tail right here. This is going to do super effective damage and be taking out the Alolan Diglett right there. So good game to my opponent, but Squirtle definitely took it right there for us. Okay. Moving into the next battle. Yeah, we see the Driftloon on this one. Driftloon is pretty deadly on the safe swap. Reason being, it has basically the same moveset as Driftloon, its evolution, right? It has access to Hex, Icy Wind, Ominous Wind, and Shadow Ball. So we're running it with single moves again, but we're going Hex, Icy Wind. So we have Seal versus Seal on the lead. So we're both running the same moveset. We both have Lick and Icy Wind. I know this from continuously battling against this trainer right here, and we're just going to be going for Icy Winds. Now, they have a higher attack than me. That means they're winning the CMP tie. So I'm going to look to potentially just gracefully lose this matchup and come in and try to hard farm for energy. And I can't come in with the Driftloon, right, because that Lick will be doing super effective damage, even though after these multiple Icy Winds against each other, you know, it's just, we're definitely going to be losing as well because of the fact that they're getting the Icy Wind off first, that my Icy Wind is going to be doing less damage each time, if that makes sense. So they're definitely going to take this right here, but we can get some energy on Cottony. So we're going for another Icy Wind. Again, you got to watch out for Aqua Tail and some different matchups from a Seal because they will have access to it, especially like if you're running Bronzor. So we lose that matchup right there, and they have enough health and energy to get to another Icy Wind, which is a shame. So we're going to have to shield right here. We're going to try to get a little bit of energy on the Cottony, and then we're going to try our best to rely on this Driftloon save swap in case they have a hard counter in the back for our Cottony, which they do. They have a Charmander. That's not good. So we're going to go into the Driftloon, and they bring in their own Cottony. So we're already at an Icy Wind, which is pretty nice, but Cottony is so strong in this meta, everyone. Charm does so much neutral damage to a lot of Pokemon that even though we lower the attack, it is chunking us right now. So there's really nothing I can do. I decide to commit a shield right here, hoping that, you know what, maybe the Icy Wind could take it out. I had enough energy. I don't know how much damage this is actually going to do. This is the first time I'll potentially be landing an Icy Wind, and it's definitely not enough. Cottony can survive that one. So if you're running a Cottony right there, you can survive if you have enough health. Now, Charmander's going to come in and absolutely destroy me right here, which is great. Charmander has access to Ember and Flame Charge. So Flame Charge, if you guys remember, got an update where it increases your Pokemon's attack. So maybe look to run a Charmander right there with Flame Charge and really get boosted. And that is going to be a good battle to my opponent. All right. Moving into the final battle right here, we're going to run the Dino this time, and I think we have Ducklet and Bronzor. So let's see. We have Dino on the lead versus Dino on the lead. Dragon Breath obviously going to be absolutely destroying. My opponent decides to swap into the Diglett, so we're going to go into that Driftloon right here. We're going to be resisting the fast moves, but you have to watch out for the charge move here from an Alolan Diglett. Don't be surprised by the ground fast move because it has access to Rock Tomb, which will do super effective damage, which is why we decided to shield right here. And we're just going to commit to the farm down. Hex does enough damage. We have 2 Icy Winds. We will be getting shields back on the back end right here. So we're going to see, I believe, the Dino come back in, which it does. It's going to be resisting the fast move here of Hex, but Icy Winds do super effective damage, so we will be getting 2 shields, which is going to be solid. And I actually think I can get to another one in time because I'm lowering my opponent's attack twice now, which means the Dragon Breath damage isn't going to do as much, which is going to help us get to another Icy Wind. They decide to swap now into their Shieldon, I believe that was. We saw Rock Steel typing right there. So I think this is going to be the Shieldon, which it is, which is fine. We're going to try to get to another Icy Wind if I can, but I actually decide to swap out now into the Bronzor. Bronzor, an absolute bulky Pokemon. And look at this, we're both doing like no damage to each other right here. So we're going to go ahead and let this charge move come through. I have Icy Wind ready to go for their Dino in the back because I saved that energy, and I also have my own Dino as well. So things are looking really solid. We have shield advantage as well. Yeah, this, man, Bronzor is so bulky. You guys definitely need to account for it when you're running in Go Battle League. You need to bring some counters to that. And we take out the Shieldon right there. Dino's going to be coming back in. Dino is actually a pretty good counter to a Bronzor. But this is also why I'm running Tackle, is because it's going to do neutral damage in the matchup. But the Dino needs that crunch in order to do super effective damage to Bronzor right here. So this is going to be another body slam. We're going to go ahead and let it go through. And I'm actually going to swap into my own Dino to finish it off right there. And then just a couple fast moves, and that's going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. All right, we are over here on pvpoke.com where you guys can check out rankings, do team building, battle simulations. Everything you guys need to know for PvP is here. Now, we are in the ranking section in the Little League, the Little League Premier, or not Premier Cup, sorry, Little League 500 combat power, and this is going to give us the rankings. Now, this is why I said Bronzor is an absolute monster. It's the #1 ranked Pokemon. It's the best lead, the best closer, the best switch, the best charger, the best attacker. It can beat like everything, but this is why the meta is going to shape around it. You guys are going to see Bronzors, and you guys are going to see extreme counters to Bronzors. And there's quite a few good options that give you some variety, so do not worry. That's cost effective as well, so don't worry. But Bronzor here, it's a steep investment, right? And then I did not unlock a second charge move because, again, I'm not going to unlock these charge moves until I see this cup come back. Then I know, okay, this is something that we can invest in for the future. But Bronzor here beats stuff like it walls Cottony, beats Wynut, beats Seal, but again, that Seal matchup, if the Lick and Icy Wind really start to add up and you can potentially take that over, or if you're also running Aqua Tail as well and you unlock a second charge move on the Seal, that Aqua Tail is going to be doing neutral damage as well. When it comes to counters, basically, things you guys want are Dark-type Pokemon who do Dark-type moves. So something like the Stunky, which we saw today, that Bite just does massive damage to the Bronzor. Dino as well is a pretty good counter because if they're running Confusion, you resist that Confusion, and then you have access to Crunch, which does super effective damage, plus Dragon Breath. Even though resisted, it still starts to add up. Or Fire-type Pokemon. There's going to be a lot of good options with those Fire types, right? The Charmander, the Vulpix, Growlithe, Darumaka as well, and some of those have access to Flame Charge as well, which could be really nice to help you out on the back end. On top of that, those Fire-type Pokemon not only will be taking out Bronzor, but they have the potential to take out the Cottony as well because they'll be resisting Charm and doing super effective damage right back. So right there, a Fire-type Pokemon, like we saw today, that Charmander or a Vulpix or a Growlithe, right, can break apart the meta cores of a Cottony and a Bronzor. Now, when it comes to the movesets here on Bronzor, you could run Confusion, Psyshock, and Heavy Slam. That is the recommended moveset on PvPoke. That's going to give you the most wins. But again, I'm running with Tackle and Heavy Slam. This is due to Tackle being able to win the mirror match, and also Tackle doing neutral to those Dark-type Pokemon, specifically the Dino right there. And then the Heavy Slam is going to help out at locking down the Cottony, and it's also going to be doing neutral damage to those Dark-type Pokemon because if you go with the Psyshock, it's not. So that's why I'm running Tackle and Heavy Slam. As we go down, we see Dino is ranked #2 right here for good reason. It can beat that Bronzor, which is really, really nice. It can beat Stunky as well, and it can beat those Fire-type Pokemon. So something that breaks apart the core of a Fire-type and a Bronzor as well, which is why Dino is pretty good, but you have to watch out for Charm. Charm just like 3 taps a Dino, it is over, so you got to keep it away from a Cottony. Now, when it comes to the moveset right here, you have access to Dragon Breath and Tackle. 100% recommend you guys go for Dragon Breath. It's going to do neutral basically against everything besides the Fairies and the Steel. And then when it comes to charge moves, I'm running single move with Crunch because I want that ability to hit super effective damage against Bronzor. But Body Slam does so well in neutral matchups because of its ability to spam and chunk health. So that's up to you how you guys want to run it. If you are going to unlock 2 charge moves, get Body Slam and Crunch. All right, next up, a Pokemon I'm not going to power up is going to be a Wynut. So Wynut, I don't have one near, and it's going to be basically near maxed out. So you're talking like 100,000, 150,000 plus dust needed to invest. So Wynut's going to be extremely bulky Pokemon with counter and mirror coat. You don't even have a second charge move. You don't have an option to. So in itself, you guys can save some dust right there. Now Wynut is going to be doing pretty well in a lot of neutral matchups because of its bulk. It's going to be extremely bulky, but it also gets destroyed by the Bronzor and Cottony, which is definitely going to be a part of the meta. So if you're running that Wynut, it's definitely a huge investment event, and I'm not going to invest that much dust into one Pokemon for this one event because that's nearly like 70% of the dust I have right now. Like 175,000 dust is just, it's a hard pass for me. But if you're rolling in the dough and you have that Stardust, why not? Could be a bulky Pokemon for your team. Next up, we have Cottony. What I highly suggest you guys look to get: Charm, Grass Knot, and Seed Bomb. Like I said earlier, has access to, yeah, it did have Energy Ball. So it has Grass Knot, Seed Bomb, and Energy Ball. You guys can run this single move. You can go Charm and Seed Bomb, and you guys are going to be perfectly good. You do not need a second charge move because there's no extra coverage that Seed Bomb does not already provide, if that makes sense. If it had access to maybe something like Flamethrower, then that would be really helpful against a Bronzor, but it doesn't. So you could run it with Razor Leaf, or you could run it with Charm. I personally like Charm because you're going to completely lock down a lot of those dark type Pokemon. Charm is just such a hard hitting move, but Razor Leaf, you aren't going to be able to take out a Dino as effectively, if that makes sense, right? It's going to be resisting Razor Leaf, and you already have a grass type charge move, so you want the diversity right there of Charm and Seed Bomb. Some Pokemon you absolutely destroy. Dino is going to be one of them. That Stunky, Shadow, Wynot, Stunky, Shelmet. Pokemon you lose to, Bronzor is the hardest wall here to a Cottony, but if you can really chunk away some health, it can actually help out in the middle of battle. You also lose to Seal, but it's definitely a matter of timing in that matchup. Like we saw in our first battle today, I was facing it on the lead, and I was actually able to come out at the end because I had energy advantage and they had no shields, and I was able to use the Seed Bomb to hit super effective against the Seal. So I just wanted to deep dive into those first couple Pokemon so you guys can really start to understand what you guys are going to see. I think you guys are going to see a lot of Bronzor, a lot of Dino, and a lot of Cottony. And then you guys are going to see a lot of Seal, and I think you guys are also going to see a lot of just counters to Bronzor. So you could have Stunky, which is pretty awesome, but you could have Shadow Stunky, but you will potentially not have the ability to have multiple moves on there because it may only have Frustration. You can't TM that away right now, but just looking at what it beats, right? Bronzor, why not? The Fire's right there, but it loses to Pokemon like Seal or Dino. And then as we go down, we start to see just like counters to Bronzor. So right, Vulpix, Ember, Body Slam, Flame Charge. That's a pretty solid moveset. So let me know what you guys think about this cup. I think there's a lot of great options out there for cost-effective picks that can still get you guys wins because, again, this season has no rating. It's all getting X number of wins to get to rank 10, which the video that I've made about the start of Season 5 will inform you on. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with the cost-effective route, not unlock second charge moves unless it's 10,000 Stardust, and just look to single move everything and just have good team synergies and make sure I cover that Bronzor. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about these Pokemon, about these battles. Are you guys excited for the Little Cup? Or are you guys not? Give me your honest opinion. Let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.